and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson on the evidence for evolution from plant and animal breeding. In our last lesson, we studied how comparative biochemistry supports the theory of evolution. We did this by showing similarities in DNA and DNA reproduction in different species. In today's lesson, we will learn how selected plant and animal breeding by humans proves the theory of evolution. I hope you are ready to begin the lesson. For many, many years, humans have been using a technique called selective breeding to produce the better crops and animals. Selective breeding can be defined as a technique used to produce organisms with a desired trait by allowing only those organisms with the trait to reproduce. For example, dogs can be selectively bred for their temperament and a variety of appearance traits. Cows that provide us with meat can be selectively bred for muscle mass, and those that provide us with milk can be selectively bred for increased milk production. Can you think of any other examples of animals that could be selectively bred for certain traits? For our first activity, write down an example of an animal or plant and explain why you chose it.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. What examples did you come up with? There are many correct answers. At the end of this lesson, please go over your answers with your teacher. You can even share your answers with some of your classmates. Some examples of animals that could be selectively bred are chickens. Farmers who raise chickens to be used as food often breed the animal so it grows quickly. Selective breeding is based on 2 steps. The first is to select the plant or animal that shows the desired trait and mate it with another animal with the same desired trait. The second step is to monitor the offspring carefully and only allow those offspring with the desired trait to breed. We have learned that selective breeding produces plants and animals with superior traits. Do you think it is possible for species that have been selectively bred to exhibit the undesirable traits that are present in their parents? Take a few moments to answer this question.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello again, students. I wonder what some of your thoughts were. The answer to this question is yes. It is possible for the offspring to show signs of their parents' undesirable traits. However, when humans choose two plants or animals to be selectively bred, they choose the species with the best traits to avoid passing on the undesirable traits. Let us continue on with the lesson. Selective breeding causes evolution because, over many generations, significant changes can be seen in the organisms involved. Often, new varieties of the organism can be produced. An example of this is the wild pig or wild boar species. They have been bred to many different varieties of domestic pig. As we have learned in our previous lesson, the process of natural selection is where traits become more or less common in a population of species. This is due to adaptations the earlier generations of a species made to increase chances of survival and reproduction. Students, for our next activity, can you explain how the theory of natural selection and selective breeding are alike? Please write your answer on a sheet of notebook paper.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back. If you said that natural selection and selective breeding are alike because in the two processes, the better traits are passed on to the next generation and a new species is eventually formed, then you are correct. Great work. Charles Darwin was the man who first proposed the theory of evolution. He discussed how selective breeding has been successful in producing change over time. He also stated how this technique of breeding initiated his theory of natural selection and supported it. As we can see in the video clip, species have changed over time to adapt and advance in their surroundings. This brings us to the end of our lesson, students. In this lesson, we learned about how plant and animal breeding provides evidence for evolution. We also learned about a technique called selective breeding, which is used to produce species with desired traits. Until next time, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.